run.
I'm here now.
Hello everyone!
Greetings. So what I just put together was all porn. We've all watched porn in the film theatre.
And the reason why we've done this is because we want to kind of get you guys thinking about porn and not in a kind of taboo, seeing sex kind of way, but more of like an art form and like a film, because that's what we want to do tonight. We're going to play a game show, everyone, called Filmo or Porno. So, we need someone from the audience to come down, and we've selected Tom Chignac. Calm down. Alright, so, are you excited to be on the show? Okay, whatever. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to give you the summary and titles sort of films, and you need to tell us whether they're a filmo or porno. I'm to go first. So, girl fucks her way through school. Is that a filmo or a porno? You're correct, that's easy A. Well done, very nicely done. Now it's Johnny to start.
Things get a little too heated in this high school for these mean girls. Is it a filmo or a porno?
I'll go porno.
It is a porno.
He's right, he's right. Okay, two more questions. Alright, so, young rebel has fun at therapy. Is that a filmo or a porno?
Porno?
I'm afraid that's a filmo. That's Good Will Hunting, everyone. And now, last question. Porno.
A taxi driver gets zoned back on unsuspecting customers. That's taxi
No,
driver.
that's taxi driver. Hey, we'll give him a big hand. Alright, so, in with that kind of mindset of thinking about film as like it is porn, let's talk about sex scenes in film, and if they're necessary. Because there's people that watch films and say, there's too many sex scenes, it's basically like a porno. Whereas we want to kind of say to you that sex scenes are necessary in film, because it's a show of intimacy between characters. And it's part of life, and film is also a part of life. So, to show these with examples, we're going to go through some films now.
A famous example of a heavy use of sex scenes in films is Nymphomaniac. Approximately 10 minutes before we see a young girl masturbating, which is quite obviously intense. There's two releases released. There's the cinematic cut that had a lot cut out of it because it was too sexually intense and charged. Just took a lot of sort of pornographic techniques and put them into cinema in a very artistic way.
And then on the flip side of that, on the porn side, we have Bud Townsend's 1976 film Alice in Wonderland, a X-rated musical fantasy. And this has 20 minutes in before you see any nudity, so it takes longer than a full-fledged film. And it had a gross budget of $400,000 money. US. And then this is what we don't get, it grossed 90 million.
Yeah, I think that was me.
Mainly Johnny on that one. But this thing had a screenplay, it had a composer, and it had people got money from it for the jobs of crewing it, being the actual crew like we do. And so on the flip side of it, they're creating actual films as well. So with those in mind, really, Johnny, is there a line between film and porn?
Well, I was looking into this, William,
Yeah.
trying to figure out the line between porn and film. Well, what is that line?
I mean, technically, Johnny, it's an erect penis.
The line
We were so happy when we did that. But yeah, as Johnny was saying, the actual technical line is an erect penis. If you show an erect penis, the rating for your film goes up. That's why in all sex scenes you see, it won't have a high rating because the man will have a flaccid penis. You can show everything else but an erect penis.
However, in recent times, this is sort of changing a bit more, obviously, times are developing, people are getting harsher. But if we look back at the history of it, this is one of the first pieces of cinema ever committed to film of a woman dancing. This was deemed too sexual by the church. Those ankles are getting me going, lads.
So that right there is censorship. So if you censor a film, you're just getting rid of the actual art of it. So really, why would you do that in any other art form if we're saying film's an art form? So Johnny's struggling, so I'll keep talking for a bit while he does a costume change. So Johnny is a very connoisseur of poetry, and so what he's going to do now is, as soon as he's ready, read out some poetry to us, as long as this fire gift keeps going on for as long as we need it to.
So this is a very famous poem. Some of you may have heard it, some of you may not. I'd like to read it for you. Hold fast to my... For if my finishes, life is but a... that cannot... Hold fast to your... For when your goes, life is but a barren with snow.
Oh, lovely. Thank you, everyone.
What about dreams?
So yeah, thanks, Brian. But we had to censor it because,
Too much for these
just
young
too much.
kids.
So, Johnny, I'd like to show you some paintings.
Oh, well, I think these look much.
And don't worry, I blurred them out. But really, these paintings are amazing to me. They've really helped me throughout my life. But I can't show them because that'd be awful, wouldn't it? I just can't show them. So obviously, you can't do that with art these days because it ruins the art of me doing it. So our point we're trying to make is really everything is art now, even if it's accidental. You've accidentally made an art. So what we're going to talk about is that we're afraid to say that porn is now also an art because it's all big film based. So that really nowadays, there is no line. Everything is art, and even we've used a taboo subject like porn to try and express this theory to you that you can't help but make a piece of art when you try and do anything.
Surely there is no line between porno and film art.
Thank you very much for listening.